Greetings, I'm Dr. Pearl John and welcome to the Other 167. I'd like to focus on a mini-series that unfolds the beauty of Christmas. And today I'd like to title my message, Ignition, When God Sparks What Man Cannot Stop. As we enter December, a month wrapped with anticipation, reflection, and divine whispers, let this word be spoken over you. Take this as a prophetic voice. God is about to ignite something in you that no man, no system, no setback, and no season can stop. The Christmas story didn't begin with angels singing or shepherds rejoicing. It began with a prophetic inspiration, a revelation from God. God spoke in silence. Heaven interrupted history. A promise long forgotten was suddenly awakened. That is what Advent truly is. God sparking what humanity had stopped expecting. When God sparks, man cannot stop. Let's step into the scripture and unfold three key areas. 1. The whisper that wakes the world. In Isaiah 9:2 and 6, the people walking in darkness have seen a great light, for unto us a child is born. And Luke 1:30-33, the angel announces Messiah to Mary. These prophetic words are not poetry, they are promises with power. Isaiah spoke into darkness, exile, despair, and disappointment. Yet, he said, a light is coming. A CEO once shared how his company almost collapsed. The sales plummeted. Employees were fearful. Investors fled. But one consultant walked in and said, "You are not at the end. You are at the turning point." That single sentence, a whisper in the chaos, changed the trajectory. Today, that company thrives. In the same way, God's whisper in Scripture carries more weight than the world's noise. Let me very quickly point to you three applications, three quick sparks. When God speaks, despair breaks. When God promises, history bends. When God declares, destiny awakens. Prophetic inspiration reminds you your darkest night is not your final chapter. Second point, the interruption that ignites destiny. God's message disrupts ordinary life for extraordinary purpose. In Luke 1:34-38, we hear of Mary's interruption. In Matthew 1:20-21, we read of Joseph's interruption. God rarely schedules his breakthroughs on our Google calendars. Mary wasn't on a spiritual retreat. She was living an ordinary life. Joseph wasn't fasting. He was sleeping. Heaven interrupted earth with a message that changed the world. God is with you. A young professional once told me, some of the greatest opportunities in my life came disguised as interruptions. A chance meeting, a delay, a redirection. Sometimes God disrupts you to deliver you, not derail you. Let me quickly highlight three mini applications of divine interruptions. God interrupts your plans to reveal His purpose. God interrupts your fear to release His favor. And God interrupts your comfort to birth your calling. Every divine interruption is an invitation. Would you let God ignite what you cannot initiate? And thirdly, the ignition that empowers ordinary people. A prophecy becomes power when we respond in faith. Luke 1:45 reads, "Blessed is he who believed In Acts 2:17, your sons and daughters shall prophesy. And Mary responded, be it unto me according to your word. That is ignition, not sight, not certainty, but faith. On New Year's Day, a marathon runner wakes up with no medals, no applause, no certainty, but one decision: I will run. That first step is ignition. Victory begins before the race starts. Let me repeat that. Victory begins before the race starts. In the same way, God's prophetic inspiration becomes powerful when you say, Lord, I believe, ignite your word in me. Let me point to you for 3 mini applications. 1, ignition happens when you believe God beyond your feelings. Ignition happens when you obey before you see the outcome. And ignition happens when you align your decisions with God's direction. We all know the Nicene Creed, which declares that Christ is God from God, light from light, true God from true God. When His light enters your life, it does not flicker, it fuels. Let me pull this to a closure. The spark is in you. As we begin this December journey, remember, God still speaks into silence. God still interrupts the ordinary. God still ignites destiny in the willing. Prophetic inspiration is not spooky, not mysterious, not reserved for the spiritual elite. It is God breathing possibility into your present. So today, open your heart and say, Lord, ignite in me what you have ordained for me. Let this December be my month of divine ignition, divine revelation. Your spark becomes a flame. Your flame becomes a fire. Your fire becomes a witness, and nothing, no circumstance, no fear, no opposition can stop what God ignites. This is Pearl John signing off The Other 167. Thank you for watching The Other 167. We continue this mini-series next week. Until then, have a wonderful weekend and a fabulous week ahead. God bless.